The stuffing is my favorite part of Thanksgiving dinner, but it always seems to be the first thing to disappear. So we're gonna make a great big batch, and I'm gonna show you how. Now, we're not actually stuffing the turkey with the stuffing, so some people would call this dressing, but no matter what you call it, I know what you're talking about. We're gonna start by turning on this pan to get it preheated, just about medium-high heat. So we're gonna start with some sausage. I have Italian sausage here, sweet Italian sausage. If you prefer hot Italian sausage, use hot Italian sausage. Into my pot first, a little bit of olive oil. You don't need a lot, but that gets the sausage started. So now we took the sausage out of the casing and just put it into its crumbled form. So as it cooks in the pan, we're just gonna break it up with a wooden spoon. So what you're looking for at this stage is you want the sausage to be crumbled nicely, have to rendered out a lot of its fat, and just starting to brown. Then we're gonna go ahead and add our vegetables, which are onion and celery, and a little bit of garlic as well. And we're gonna let this cook gently together for just about 10 minutes, just to soften the vegetables ever so slightly. So once the vegetables have softened, it's time to add our other ingredients. This is where we're looking for something crunchy, something salty, something sweet, and of course we have to make sure our bread has been prepared properly. Now you can buy cubed bread at the store, but I think it's nicer to pick your own bread. Pick a bread that you like, cut it into cubes, and then let it sit out on a cookie sheet so that it can dry overnight. This is the size of the cube that I've cut. It's going to shrink down a little bit because it's going to get moistened with stock and tossed around and then settle. So go bigger than you think you want it to be. Okay, so our vegetables have softened. Let's go ahead and add our ingredients. First thing, I'm gonna add a little sage. That's your traditional flavor of stuffing. I'm also gonna add lots of parsley chopped up here and stir that in. Pecans chopped in here. We're going to put some raisins or currants into the stuffing. You could also use dried cherries here if you'd prefer. Then for a little bit of brightness, a little tart, apple. I use Granny Smith for this. We peel it, core it, and then chop it. Stir all of this into your stuffing, and you'll see it starting to look like stuffing at this point. Now comes the trickiest part with stuffing, and that is incorporating the bread and moistening it with stock just enough so that everything is moistened, but not so moist that it's going to be soggy. Here's how we do it. I'm going to turn the heat off, and we're going to slowly incorporate our bread cubes. I say slowly because, as you can see, we're going to be adding a lot of bread cubes, and we need them to shrink down just a little bit in order to get them into the pot. So do your best, get everything mixed in, and then know that as you add the stock, this is going to be a lot easier to stir. So how much stock to put in? I've measured out 3 cups, and now you add it just maybe a cup at a time. You want to moisten those bread cubes. One of the reasons that we want them stale is because stale bread absorbs more liquid than fresh bread. So we're going to add about a cup, and then we're going to stir. Then we're going to add another cup, and then we're going to stir again. And what I'm looking for is no more hard, crunchy bread. I want to make sure that it all is feeling soft, but not sopping. And then we're going to pop this into the oven. Okay, very last step, salt and pepper. One last good stir. Okay, a little bit of butter on the top. We're going to cover it with the lid. So we're going to pop this into the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes, which, believe it or not, is a great amount of time for your turkey to be resting. So that's when this goes in. We take the lid off for the last 10 minutes of cooking, just so that we can crisp up the edges of the stuffing on the top. Now's the time you should start carving your turkey. So 10 minutes in the oven is just enough time to get those top bread cubes nice and crispy. We've got great color here. Smells fantastic. Take the turkey to the table, transfer this to a serving vessel, and you're ready to go. Happy Thanksgiving.